Let's go and scrub these new tyres in and welcome the Ghost S back home. On a nice 20-degree day out. Happy to report that the Drift S has been delivered back home, showing no signs of problems. That's the official word. It's been down to Drift in London and it's been tested against their Control Ghost S, and it's performing exactly as it should. So, as I suspected, it's probably just me being always wanting better. It did come back with a new fresh battery in it, which is very nice. Thanks to Adam for having a look at it for me and sorting it out, whatever. Again, I've got the DSLR and video camera with me. I've got the monopod with my other Ghost on it. I'm sorry, but I cannot bring myself to call it a selfie stick, as it is and always will be called a monopod. The video I've just put up, next stop Norway, shows us, me, Paul and Jim, having a ride out to meet Claudio, our cameraman. Andy, I've got to stop calling him Claudio. Yeah, and Paul had treated himself to a GoPro. I must admit, the footage is very nice. Camera's not very practical, battery's not very good, but the footage is super wide as well, and I really love how wide the angle is. I just wish the Ghost was a tiny bit wider, because I don't find it wide enough. And when it's point of view, you really want to be able to see everything, don't you? Not just your eye, what your eye sees. You want to be able to see a really nice wide aspect. Anyway, so he's bought this GoPro, and he did ring me a few weeks ago asking about getting a 64GB card, a Samsung one, and he'd seen one, a Samsung 64GB for 20 quid. I said it will be fake. He says, yeah, but it says it's all boxed up, Samsung. Well, it will be fake. So rightly so, it turned up all boxed up as Samsung. Looks, actually you can tell by looking at it that it doesn't look the full quality just by looking at it. The writing's a tiny bit scratchy, and it just looks a bit crap. But anyway, we rode down and it was filming all day, there and back, and I took the card home with me so I could use the footage. Imported the footage into my computer, and every file showing up. So if you was on tour and all you're doing every night is transferring your footage, you'd film, get out, get back to your tent, transfer all the footage to your laptop, to your hard drives, whatever, and you can see all the footage, you can see all the files. But what you don't see is that Paul's particular card, anything after 12GB became corrupt. So the first two files are alright. Anything after that, you can't watch it because it's corrupt. That's because the true size of the card is 12GB. How do I know this? Because it shows up on your computer as 64GB. And it says like 63.2GB available. This is just an image that they put over it, right? So what I then did, formatted the card and then loaded file by file separately onto it. These are my files that I know are fine off my computer. So I put a 3.5GB file on, no problem. Another one, kept adding them on. Up to 12GB it was showing fine. And then anything after 12GB became corrupt, because it's not got any more capacity than 12GB. So please, if you're all going out on tour and you're filming, you imagine how gutted you're going to be. Okay, you might have saved yourself, 30 quid. A genuine 64GB card should cost about 50 quid. 50, 60 quid, in that ballpark. So you've got your Samsung, Kingston, SanDisk, all the top ones. Think you've saved yourself 30 quid, then you go off on tour and film some of the most incredible either action shots or scenery shots that you've ever seen or done, get home to find that you haven't actually got them because they're corrupt. Do yourself a favour and just buy a proper card. 50 quid. Spend 50 quid on a proper card. It's expensive, of course it is, but how valuable are your memories and your footage? More valuable than saving yourself 20 quid, isn't it? Oh, brand new tyres, what am I doing? Oh. So I've gone back to PR3s. Let's have a little chat about that. You all saw the video where I fettled pre-spring clean of my VFR, and I put under good authority the Michelin M7RRs on, road racers, and they are superb, absolutely superb tyres. The confidence you get from them is unbelievable. You just really feel them digging in corners. The shame is they don't last too long. They've done just over 2,000 miles, and there's plenty left on them, as I've said in a couple of past videos. There's plenty left on them, but not enough to get me up and back from Norway. So I just thought I'd take them off and put some tried and tested Michelin Pilot Road 3s on. And get a good deal on Pilot Road 3s now, and Pilot Road 3s are better than Pilot Road 4s in that they last a lot longer. I rode exactly the same with my PR4s, didn't do anything different, weren't loaded up any more than I normally am when I'm on tour, and they didn't last. Well, I changed them out at 5,000, I think, 5,500. The front was still fine, but I always like to change a set. I don't like to change, just the rear and get twice as much out of the front. I don't know why, I'm just a bit daft like that. But the back was shot, dead. In fact, it's in someone's garden now as a flower bed thingy. Hello, John boy. Mega. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that breakfast. I've been sat here for about an hour. Cracking little place, isn't it? I finished my breakfast about half an hour ago, and I just couldn't bring myself to move. Fuel's blinking. Where's the nearest petrol station now? Don't want to get stuck behind a shit wagon because it smells. Is that you, Carl? Driving that big bad boy? Your ass stinks. Could have dangled a couple of magic trees off it or something. Right, well, we've made it to the petrol station, thankfully. So I'll leave you there. And then the next ones will be of Norway. Thanks, folks. I'll speak to you soon. Adios.